is an offense to your exam. not to Bhagavad Gita though. It's an offense to the exam. Fine, fine. Most welcome. You can commit this offense. Not a problem. We are going to discuss a very important shloka of Bhagavad Gita. If you remember, Lord has talked that the purpose of all sacrifice is transcendental knowledge. And that transcendental knowledge is referring to knowledge of the spirit soul and the knowledge of the Supreme Lord. Is that clear? So, how to get that knowledge? The Lord will explain in this shloka. What is the process, not one of the process, but what is the process to attain spiritual knowledge? So, we'll discuss that because some people say Krishna is my spiritual master, but I won't accept a spiritual master. Krishna is my only spiritual master and I won't accept any other spiritual master. It's quite interesting that if Krishna is your spiritual master, then sometimes one should listen to the spiritual master. So, what the spiritual master Krishna is telling, we must learn and hear from here. Tad Vidhi, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, text number 34. What are you doing here? Why somebody changed the speaker's direction? And who's playing around? Yes. Okay, now go ahead. Tadvidhi pranipatena
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन
परिप्रश्नेन सेवया
परिप्रश्नेन सेवया
उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम्
उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानम्
ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः
ज्ञानिनास्तत्त्वदर्शिनः
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन
परिप्रश्नेन सेवया
परिप्रश्नेन सेवया
उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम्
उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानम्
ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः
ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया
उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः
उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
We'll read the translation and word by word meanings very scrutinizingly. Translation: just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized souls can impart knowledge unto you because they have seen the truth. Okay. Tat means that knowledge of different sacrifices. Vidhi means try to understand. So these two words have to be understood. Tad vidhi, you should try to understand the knowledge of different sacrifices. But in the commentary, we will say tad refers to the knowledge of Atma and Paramatma. How to reconcile these two things? By how to perform the sacrifice by which I will get the realized knowledge of the spirit soul and the realization of Paramatma. That one should know. That means one should learn the process by which a person will get realization, self-realization. That is referring to the word that is being referred to by Tat. Because just now, if you must have read, or if just want to read now, in Gita Bhushan it is said Tad refers to the knowledge of Atma as well as Paramatma. But you must know, how will I know Atma and Paramatma? Through performance of sacrifice. So what kind of sacrifice, which definitely means bhakti, what bhakti process has to be accepted by which I will understand the Supreme Lord and myself, you should try to understand. Now, this is a very important word. Try to understand. That means there is a desire from the practitioner also to try to understand. Are you trying to understand? The spiritual knowledge is not something which can be forced. Rather, any knowledge cannot be forced upon us. Can I be taught database management when I don't want to understand it? Or Angular or Python? This all refers to softwares, nothing to do with the real Pythons. Or astrology. Revati Mataji, can you force me to understand astrology? I think I can definitely force you to understand solid mechanics, which I have also forgotten. Fluid mechanics, definitely. Computational fluid dynamics, no. So you have seen what kind of suffering I've all gone through. You can imagine, right? Artificial intelligence, nothing. So the first thing which you have to understand is the person who wants to have spiritual knowledge must be also desirous to have spiritual knowledge. You understand the word try to understand? Very, very amazing word meanings. So how should I try to understand? I'm now seeing a devotee and seeing her, I'm just laughing because I will not tell the name, but she has, how to say, externally, she's a detached person. So she's externally enrolled for a course, and the exam will be given by some unfair means. Although I know that she is very dharmic, but unfair means. So there is no desire to know, and there is no need to know also. Just for getting degrees, that person may be doing it just to pacify the parents. But you can see there is a difference when we are participating in Bhagavad Gita class. I thank all the audience here and that audience in front of me, because you are the most chosen few people who want to understand Bhagavad Gita, and none of us are forced here to do that. This is really, this makes the whole discussion very pleasurable. Makes sense to you? You can talk to even one person also if he wants to talk to you. Do you agree? So that desire, can you see, with the I want to know, the desire for self-realization. Okay. How should I know? So you have to approach, first of all, a spiritual master, and the qualification, is he has to be in disciplic succession. That is understood by devotees. But you have to give 3 gifts. What is that gift? Pranipatena, by approaching a spiritual master. Now, pranipat, as the translation has been put here, approaching a spiritual master does not mean that we approach him like a hero. Make sense to you? I know everything. That way you're also approaching. But approaching actually means Shamit Prani. One should have wood and other things in hand which will assist the spiritual master. The idea is Pranipat means bowing down. That means approaching with the mood of humility. I don't know. You please instruct me. If that mood is not there, anyhow, no knowledge can be transferred, but particularly it applies to spiritual knowledge. That's why as a culture, that whenever we go in spiritual class, first we pay obeisances and then we sit. Is it not? It's not that we enter like a Hollywood or Bollywood hero with a black goggle and say, yeah. I noticed, like in today's class, there is a person who will only ask the question in the mic. So at 9 a.m. when Prabhuji stopped the class, he stopped his question. He did not ask the question because he did not get the opportunity to ask on the mic. Kuch grahan kar rahe hain? And many people will not see what you have spoken in the lecture. They don't even have faith on the speaker. They just want to cut whatever the speaker has spoken. There is no need to come if a person does not have faith in the speaker. Does it make sense? Absolutely not compelled. That's why the word is pranipatena. It's a very deep understanding of a deep meaning of the word pranipat. If I don't have faith in a particular spiritual teacher, I am not forced to sit. Koi jarat nahi hai. There is no need. Prabhupada was saying in one of the lectures, I think in this lecture on this only, if you have faith that this devotee is speaking properly as per Shastra, as per the instruction, you sit. Otherwise, even if you sit, we will not hear. Have you had that experience? Sometimes we are forced to sit. You know why I'm saying that? So we are forced to sit, and we also know that this is not from Siddhanta. What a person is speaking from Siddhanta. Then we hear, but we don't hear. For example, one devotee was speaking, if you are chanting Hare Krishna and you are not having feelings, then it's all of not of much use. Now, you know that this is not from Shastra. Agyanat athva gyanat, in any way you chant Hare Krishna, it destroys your avidya. Because of avidya, we don't feel any feelings. So then one devotee next to me was saying, ये बात कुछ हजम नहीं हुई. I could not digest this thing. So definitely I did not have faith in that kind of lecturer. And obviously in the future also I will not have faith in that speaker. People will speak strange siddhanta. So I'm saying if a person is not, so a disciple must have faith. Oh, he is speaking properly. And the reason for faith is disciplic succession. And also as we keep on hearing, it will make sense to you if things are spoken properly, clearly, as per the disciplic succession, our ignorance will dissipate. You could समझ रहे हैं? Many times people say, why should I approach submissively on that? In Kali Yuga, people don't put trust. But if you follow properly and hear properly, we feel that our ignorance is dissipating. At least we have faith in Srila Prabhupada, is it not? At least that much has to be there. And somebody repeats the words of the Acharya, then we should not be having any reason to not put faith. So pranipat means understand with humility and with faith. One should offer obeisances. Then pariprashnena, by submissive inquiries. Submissive inquiries, you understand, we don't ask in a challenging spirit. You all are devotees. If somebody asks you in a challenging mood, are you obliged to answer? No. You're not obliged to answer. Sometimes just people ask questions to make fun of you. Have you ever tried that? Especially if you put tilak in a sadhu dress. Just to pass time, they will ask. We don't have time much, Sadhuji, but we have a question. Time nahi hai to पूछ क्यों रहे हो? Or they will ask some strange questions. हाथ देखते हैं क्या? Do you look at it? Can you what is it? Palmistry. Do you know palmistry? So you don't ask those questions from sadhus. The word pariprashnana means nice questions. How can I get realization of? How can I get my self-realization? How can I realize Krishna? ठीक है. How can I advance in bhakti? And sevaya, by the rendering of service. So when this is the third gift. So there are quiz questions. What are the three gifts you offer to the spiritual master? Home, money, or glorification. So you understand what does it mean? If we don't have a question, we don't have a relationship with the sadhus. Can you understand in this context? So what is the point of going to have darshan? क्या करेंगे दर्शन का? When I am not interested in darshan, the spiritual knowledge. समझ रहे हैं? कोई जरूरत नहीं आने की, पास फटकने की भी जरूरत नहीं. There is no point of coming near also. Personally, if I am somehow that considered a sadhu and somebody comes to me just to have darshan, I am 200% times annoyed. And because they will only talk about mundane subject matters with me. Most of the time. What is the point? Anyways, Ubdekshanti, they will initiate. Initiate means te jnanam. They will initiate into you into knowledge, in the process of knowledge. You see, what we understand initiation was one the name has been changed and something has been done and we had a fire sacrifice and thus we are initiated. And what do you know about Krishna? Than Than Gopal, nothing. We don't hear from the spiritual master, then what initiation is there? Oh, now I understand the translation and purport of the question one asked, devotee asked. Okay, I understand. Thik. How are they able to know why are they able to give the knowledge? Jnaninaha tattu darshinaha. Because they see the truth they're able to see the truth. That means they are able to understand the Supreme Lord can you ask them to stop the work for like 45 minutes? Or they can do something somewhere else. It just disturbs. Because they are able to see the truth. And one small point which we discussed yesterday, Antar Bahir Avastitam, Krishna is both outside and inside. What do we see outside and inside? Objects of sense gratification. Do you agree? Outside things for my enjoyment. Inside things which I have enjoyed. We have internally in our heart, we remember things which we have enjoyed. And outside with things which we are going to enjoy. We don't see Krishna in our heart and we don't see Krishna outside also. So we cannot see the truth. So we have to hear from acharyas who know it. and in a submissive spirit. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya updekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. So you have understood the meaning of the words tad vidhi. Tad means knowledge of Atma and Paramatma, which will be realized by the process of yajna. So both have to be understood. What is the goal? What is the abhideya? What is the means? What is my relationship with the Lord? Everything has to be understood. Clear? And what are the three gifts which you have to offer to the spiritual master? Offering of obeisances, which means attitude of humility, submission. Pariprashna means again asking question in a submissive attitude, and sevaya means rendering service. If the devotees tell us, you chant Hare Krishna, then we chant Hare Krishna. Obviously, seva simply does not mean personal service in the sense of what you say, giving service to the body. Seva also refers to what they have told to us. Like one devotee came here and he went up to my room. Prabhuji, I said, Prabhuji, you must be imagining the service. Prabhuji, you must be working very hard to give these Bhagavad Gita classes. So, and Bhagavatam classes. You must be getting very tired, not getting sufficient rest. Can I massage your feet? Creating own service. I said, no, I don't need that right now. I mean, I'm quite healthy. So that is no, please. Then it creates annoyance. That was not my desire. I said, you sleep now, you chant your rounds nicely. You understand my point? Yatha kamam, yatha kalam. As per the time, as per the desire, you serve the teacher, the devotee in that way. So much remember. And if you ask the person, have you woken up for Mangal Arati? No, Prabhuji, this problem, that problem, then it doesn't satisfy the spiritual teacher. Before go forward, I want to give you a formula how a devotee or a spiritual master, if you consider, remember, whatever a teacher will become satisfied. There is no secret in it. 3S: sadhana, seva, and sang. We do nice sadhana as per the instruction like Srila Prabhupada has given. Then seva, whatever service we have, whatever is in different situation we have, we do that in a proper attitude, and sang. So and then we get knowledge. I have an example. I want to give you this glass. This glass is full. I want a half glass, or at least an empty glass. Then I can give this understanding. Just as empty glass. So you see, my dear devotees, can you see there is some water inside? Can you see? No? Definitely. So now in this situation, can you put water? Very easy to understand. And if in this situation, can you put water? Yes, but it won't go inside, nothing will hold. So that is if I go to the spiritual master with this attitude, that I know already what you're going to teach me, then he will not teach also. But if you go with this attitude, oh, mere dimag khali hai, I don't have any knowledge, can you give me some knowledge? Then they will be happy to give. Okay? Fine. I think all the devotees here can appreciate the eagerness in the person to receive the knowledge to whomsoever you are preaching, whenever you have preached. And you can also immediately detect that the person is not desirous of hearing from you at all. That also is detected. And depending on that, you want to give more and more, or you just want to stop. I think this is experienced by any devotee who's a little bit into preaching. Okay. Krishna comes. Obdekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. It's a very interesting word. Obdekshanti is in Bahuvachan, plural. So it is not that there is one person. There can be many spiritual teachers also. We should learn that. It's not only one person. There can be many spiritual teachers who will give many instructions. But those instructions will not counteract each other. One will say worship Krishna, other will say no, worship Shiva. No. If they have actually seen the truth, then they will give the same instruction. Funny thing, one person came to me, he was a doctor, and obviously I did some operation on him. So it was a little painful for him. So he said, okay, the devotee who brought him took him to another devotee who's Radha Charan Prabhu, who's a doctor, and he did the same operation. And then he went to another doctor, Ram Swarup Prabhu, who did the same operation. So he was kind of convinced that this operation is correct. Makes sense to you? All the devotees speak the same thing. Krishna is God. Hare Krishna mantra is the way to go back to Godhead. Then he became a little bit convinced. His heart surgery was done. Makes sense to you that if people are seeing the truth, they don't speak different truth. You know that famous saying, the good thing about speaking truth is that you don't have to remember what you spoke last time. If I speak lies, I have to fabricate so many things. But if I speak Krishna is God, yesterday also Krishna was God. Today, same Sarkar, Krishna is God. For tomorrow, Krishna is God. Gita Bhushan commentary. After thus teaching knowledge of Atma and the method of realizing that knowledge with its components, the Lord now teaches knowledge of worshipping the Lord's Swarupa. Did you understand? The word Tad was translated by Srila Prabhupada as knowledge of sacrifices. So, how to perform a sacrifice for the pleasure of Lord in the form of worship of the Lord will be told by the Lord. What is the process? How do you know? How should I worship the Lord? Okay. Now, just to remind you, all the previous sacrifices which were mentioned were actually supposed to be done to realize soul, is it not? If they were actually knowing the purpose behind the sacrifice, and by getting purified, yajna shapita kalmasha yanti brahma sanatanam, they will go to the spiritual world. Now it depends which kind of person he is, whether it's an impersonalist or personalist. So now the Lord is saying that if you also want to attain the Lord, you must worship Krishna. So this, to attain this knowledge, that means how to worship Krishna, a person must take association with devotees that he teaches in this verse. This is extremely important, my dear devotees, that without association of devotees, we just can't learn how to worship Krishna. Leave about how to worship Krishna. We will not even think of worshipping Krishna. Do you agree? Yeah. So that's why, and we know that the method or bona fide method of worshipping of Krishna is only known to devotees because they are in parampara. Which mantra to chant, how to chant, what attitude, what rules, everything is known to devotees only. So that is Lord's instruction. Now this cannot be avoided. One devotee is here, who's one of his relatives told, अब हम कृष्ण को समझ लिए हैं, हमारे गुरु केवल कृष्ण है. You remember? I know who's I'm talking to. One devotee knows about it. He's he, not she. So he knows that one of his relatives who's just quite new to Krishna consciousness, and the relative is saying that now my guru is only Krishna. Nobody else is the guru. So you can understand how quite exalted that consciousness is. And you say, if Guru is Krishna, then why don't you listen to the Guru? Well, I only listen to the Guru when the Guru listens to me. Do you agree? What does it mean? If he tells me something which I like to hear, like to follow, then I'll follow. Just like people nowadays, they will accept a Guru and the Guru says, one thing you have to give up, only one thing. So he won't like eating Karelas. So he said, I will not eat Karelas in my life. Okay, fine, I'll give you initiation. Actually, I'm not joking. Actually, people are like that. Okay, I don't like Loki, I'll give up Loki. But that's not the Guru's business to ask what you don't like and like. Heck, to attain this knowledge. So, what's very important, without a devotee association, we cannot understand. Have you understood anything without devotee association? Ask yourself, have I understood anything without devotee association? Nahi. Heck, So whatever we have learned is by a devotee association only. One time somebody asked Srila Prabhupada that if I read your books only and I don't associate with devotees, will I advance in Krishna consciousness? And Prabhupada said, no. So it is implicit. You who now have understood your Swarupa as Atma should now realize Vidhi, no, knowledge related to the Paramatma through the saintly persons, Jnaninaha. So the saintly person means devotees. Jnani doesn't refer to the impersonalist, because impersonalist will not tell you about Bhagavan. Who have been pleased with your humility and other qualifications. Does it remind you of Srila Naradji? He was very, very submissive. And the Bhakti Vedantas, being pleased by his behavior, they imparted that highest knowledge. Can you understand? A child born of a maid servant given the knowledge which is the highest. Just contrast it with the material knowledge, for which you have to do so much competitive exams, pay a very high fees, and none of the material knowledge can actually liberate you and make you an associate of the Lord. Now can we understand the depth and the wealth of spiritual knowledge which can be given by sadhus? Only qualification which is needed is humility. I don't know. Can you help me? Can you teach me? That is the whole attitude. For this purpose, I have already taught about both the Jiva and Paramatma with verses such as Avinashi tu tadvidhi, Avinashi tu tadvidhi, Yena sarvam idam tatam. So in 2.17, Lord has spoken about Atma which pervades the whole body. What is that which pervades our whole body? What is that which pervades our consciousness? So that was referring to the consciousness of Atma. So in 2.17, he talked about Atma. Note is given here. The Lord has taught about both, that means both Atma and Paramatma, in order that a person realizes both. He should not be satisfied with Atma. Now the meanings are given of the three words. Pranipat means offering respects like Dandavat. Dandavat, obviously, it means Ashtang or Panchang, depending on the context. At least Panchang. And Seva means serving those devotees like menial servants. Now, in this, obviously, if the student is Mataji, she cannot serve in that capacity as a Prabhuji will be able to serve. But the attitude of service has to be there, and how to say, depending on the need, the service can be done. Make sense to you? That was the explanation of Vrindavachit Maharaj. So the attitude of service has to be there, and if that service is given, it can be executed. Just like Shabri was given service by her spiritual master to decorate the ashram very nicely. And she was doing it very faithfully. Ultimately, Lord Ram came and accepted the service also. Make sense to you? So I'm just giving one example. But the menial servant attitude means is very good. You can be a counselor or you can be a teacher in other way. But we must always remember that we are doing it as a humble service to the parampara, to the spiritual master. It's not simply what service which we are doing, but the attitude in which we are doing the service is very important. Make sense to you? I may be simply cleaning the temple, which is very good, but if I'm thinking, who is the one? There has been no one better than me in cleaning the temple. So obviously nobody thinks like, but I'm just saying that is false ego. So both kind of services have to be done. Menial services have to be done, but any service should be done. Whatever service is needed to be done should be done. That is the menial service attitude. I think this is getting clear. Pariprashna means to ask various questions about the Lord's form, qualities and powers. Oh, the clear hai uska arth. What is the meaning of genuine inquiries? Because we want to advance in bhakti. And I was very happy that how from Srimad Bhagavatam, also Bhagavad Gita, that we know the powers and qualities of the Lord. Aham sarvasya prabhava ityadi. Is it not? So those are the questions which are supposed to be asked. Now, in present day context, obviously, if we are troubled, then also we ask our superiors. It's not a big problem. But all the discussions cannot be centered around that only. कुछ ग्रहण कर रहे हैं. Sometimes I also become troubled. I ask my superiors. Troubled in the sense, some agitation, some difficulty we have. We can discuss with the superiors. No problem. But every time we can't be only in difficulty. Make sense to you? नहीं समझा रहा है. So spiritual teachers must be asked spiritual questions. And what are the questions? About Lord's form, qualities and powers. This is called Pariprashna. I think all the words are very clear. Now Arjun asks a question. But they will not teach this. Since they are indifferent to the world, so why they will take the trouble to teach me? Same, you go back to Naraji's life. They were having equal vision, the Bhakti Vedantas, but still seeing the quality of Naraji, the submissiveness, the service attitude, they were very inclined to give the spiritual knowledge to them. These men with knowledge who understand their own Atma, that means they are self-realized, and the Supreme Atma, Supreme Lord, seeing your desire to know. We have discussed this point. There has to be desire. And that desire to know is indicated through your obeisances, questions, and service will teach a person as you that will teach such a person as you that knowledge of the Lord, for having seen the truth, Tattvadarshinaha, they are merciful and preach that knowledge. So we see those who are giving spiritual knowledge also expect something. What are the three things? Obeisances, paripat, pariprashna, and service. There has to be some desire to know. You start giving Gita classes or any spiritual class, you will understand what I'm trying to say. I think you must have understood also, is it not? It is not a matter of how many people are sitting, with what intention they are sitting, that matters the most, is it not? And you will never get billions of people with a desire for self realization. That statistics will never fall. कभी नहीं होने वाला. But tad vidhi in this shloka, tad in this verse refers to Jiva, not the Lord, since that has been the subject under discussion so far. If somebody raises this question, oh, I must only inquire to realize my Atma, not about Paramatma, then suppose somebody asks this question and say, no, this is not so. This is an acceptable meaning because Paramatma is not a new subject, having been discussed in such statement as natvevaham jatunasam. Have you heard this? Natvevaham jatunasam natvam neme janadipah na chaivana bhavishyamah sarve vayamatah param. There was no time when Arjuna, you were not there or I was not there. Who is I? Krishna, Paramatma, Supreme Lord. And not that there was, these kings were not there and there was no time. There will be no time when both of us will not exist. And or others, these kings will not exist. So Paramatma was involved in that knowledge. Yukta asit matparaha. Matparaha again means dedicated to Supreme Lord. The topic of Paramatma was there. So how can you be or I be matpara if I don't know Supreme Lord? How can I be dedicated to Supreme Lord unless I know who that Supreme Lord is? And how you will know that who the Supreme Lord is? By associating with devotees. Satam prasangad mama virya samvidha. Hopefully you must have read by now. Okay. Can you tell me the shloka number? 3:25. ठीक है. Ajopi sannavyatma. In which chapter we have discussed? 4.6. We have already discussed about. The Lord has discussed about himself. What did he told? What did he tell? A person who knows about the transcendental nature of my birth and activities does not take birth. So for knowing the transcendental nature, whom should we approach? The devotees. Now is it very clear? So both the knowledge of Atma and Paramatma has been clarified, stressed in this chapter, and in the knowledge and the discussion which the Lord has talked about up till now. And because knowledge of Jivatma is to be taught just in order to show the Supreme Atma. This is extremely important. You see, unless we know who we are, there is no point that we can talk about Lord, Krishna or Supreme Lord. If we are thinking that we are Hindu, Muslim, and the bodily concept of life, then we can't really understand what God is. Just like Prabhupada gives the example, if you want to understand sun, at least you should see the sunlight. If you want to see the ocean, at least start with the study of a drop of the ocean. Hai na? So this also gives a very important point that whenever we preach, we don't preach immediately about God. We must preach who the person is. If that is understood that we are soul and not the body, then you can talk about Paramatma. There's a gradation in knowledge. And if you noticed, Lord also talked like that. In second chapter, he opens up, doesn't speak much about himself. One shloka we have seen, 2.17, but he talks about Atma clearly. Is it not? Yes, Sankhya. Vedanta Sutra says, Anyarthas cha paramarshaha. The reference has a direct meaning other than the Jiva. I don't know about that. This Vedanta Sutra, I don't know. Just read it and go forward. Ramanuja explains the sutra as follows. The individual self who wishes to reach Brahman must know his own true nature also. By first realizing the Atma endowed with auspicious qualities, he will next realize the highest Brahman, which is a mass of auspicious qualities raised to the highest degree of excellence. Thus, the Vedanta also argues for presenting knowledge of both the Atma and the Paramatma. So, what I have understood from this is simple. I have not studied Vedanta Sutra. So, what I am understanding is First, the knowledge of Atma is a prerequisite, when then a person can only know about Paramatma. So this both have to be known. And for that, we need to talk with devotees. Here with devotees. If we give another meaning, there will be contradiction to the greatest compendium of knowledge, Vedanta Sutra, which harmonizes the Shrutis. So this I cannot explain. I don't know about it. Therefore, what has been said that this verse refers to knowledge of the Lord is correct. So essentially, the point is to get the knowledge of Atma as well as the knowledge of Supreme Lord, one must associate with devotees and offer them these three gifts. Okay. Am I going very fast? Or okay. The path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. You know why? Because first of all, the goal is not clear. कहाँ पहुंचना है, यही इस पे भी बहुत झगड़ा है. What is the ultimate goal? And then there is a problem with what is the best path to approach that goal is also very controversial. And when a person is walking on that path, there are so much confusions. So for all this, we need guidance. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession from the Lord Himself. Now, how this concept of disciplic succession coming from the first sloka of chapter number 4, Evam Parampara Praptam Idam Rajarshuvidu. The Lord has told how the spiritual masters were created by Him and how they had disseminated the knowledge. Clear? So, we cannot just listen to anyone. And even we are hearing from so many devotees, fine. But their words must be corroborated, supported from the teachings of Srila Prabhupada books or Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam. If you have doubt, you have full right to ask Prabhuji or Mataji, whatever, what is the reference of what you are saying? You may not necessarily ask in a challenging spirit, but in a submissive spirit. And if there is no reference, we are not forced to accept it. So blind faith is not encouraged here. Okay, you will see in Prabhupada's purport. No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following this principle of disciplic succession. So that means a person cannot see the truth unless he is in disciplic succession. He cannot be a Tattvadarshi if he has not heard from a Tattvadarshi. Very simple. What is the truth? Who is God? You say Krishna. So are you seeing the truth or not? Is this the truth that Krishna is God or not? How? We have heard from Shastra, from devotees. So simple thing. Otherwise, people can concoct a billion things about who is God. And you can try to search on internet who is God. They will say so many things about God, but they have no knowledge who is God. You can try it. They don't know actually. The Lord is the original spiritual master, and a person in the disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciple. And that what is the meaning of Guru? What is that? Amaragya Guru hoye tare idesh, jare dekho tare kaho, Krishna upadesh, Amaragya Guru hoye tare idesh. Not that difficult. So just repeat what Krishna has spoken and what we have received in disciplic succession. No one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process, as is the fashion of the foolish pretenders. This is a very deep statement. You see, our spiritual realization is getting covered by Maya Javanikachanam, by the covering potency of Maya. Whose potency it is? Krishna, not my potency or not anyone's father's potency. So that won't be unveiled unless Krishna is pleased. That's why that covering of Maya, which is covering my spiritual form or Sarupa, will not be taken away or removed unless Lord is pleased by that sadhana. So Lord will only be pleased when the sadhana or everything is done under disciplic succession. We cannot concoct our mantra. Bhajanitai Gaur Radhe Sham Hare Krishna Hare Ram. We cannot just concoct any other mantra. Om Namo Bhagavate Shivaya Hare Krishna Hare Ram Vasudevaya. Something like that. Something rhyming thing will not please Krishna. I don't have time here, but there are so many. One Brahmana came and he wrote something about Mahaprabhu and Jagannath. and it was not Siddhantically correct, and he was chastised by Swarup Damodar Goswami. So it is not that we can just concoct some kirtan of our own, just for one example, or offer something on our own which we feel is good to Krishna and any other form of limbs of devotional service. We just can't concoct. Concoction is not allowed. So, concoction. So yatha mat tatha path doesn't work. You know that yatha mat tatha path? Whatever is your opinion, is that your path? So this is Prabhupada is hammering on that. The Bhagavatam says, Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavat pranitam. The path of religion is directly initiated by the Lord. Nobody can tell you what is dharma except the Lord. Therefore, mental speculation or dry arguments cannot help lead one to the right path. Okay? There is only one way out of this material world, is path of devotional service. Nor by independent study of books of knowledge can one progress in spiritual life. This was happening with Tapan Mishraji, who in Bangladesh, when Mahaprabhu went there, he was very much desirous of knowing the goal of life and the process to attain it. But by studying so many books, he was completely bewildered. And that's why you see, if you read Srila Prabhupada's books, it is very clear what is the goal of life and what is the means to attain it. That is the beauty of disciplic succession. Very clear. I mean, things are very clear in Srila Prabhupada books. It's a masterpiece how Srila Prabhupada is writing his purport. Hai ki nahi? Just by reading, you understand the goal of life is to attain the Supreme Lord's lotus feet or bhakti to Supreme Lord. It is not as clear with other people. And if you still not believe, you ask the other societies, what is the goal of life? Probably they would have never thought about it. Doing all the rituals, but they don't know with what purpose in mind that they are doing these rituals. समझ रहे बात? So many people, हमारे भी गुरु हैं. Have you ever asked these three questions to the spiritual master? Who am I? Who is God? What is my relationship with God? And obviously the fourth one, how can I revive that relationship? These are the four questions by which you know if the spiritual master is fraud or proper. Very nice statements. These are the quiz questions for today. I'll ask, what are the four questions? Again, who is God? Who am I? Who am I? Who is God? What is the relationship with God? And how can I revive it? If you can't answer it, bogus. Okay. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge, and the knowledge will come within these four questions, which I just now mentioned. They have to pertain with these questions. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender, and one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant without false prestige. Again, I am repeating, the way Srila Prabhupada have set up a society is not that we can be with the spiritual master physically. I have met my spiritual master maybe 5 times. If you consider my spiritual master as the only spiritual master in my life, I mean to say my initiating spiritual master is not the only spiritual master in my life. So many Vaishnavas are there, they help us, and when we render service within society under the guidance of devotees, we are serving our spiritual master only. We must understand that. It is not different from that. It is not different from serving Srila Prabhupada. I think if you have done ISKCON disciple course, you know that. If you distribute books, is it service to your spiritual master? Yes. Is it service to Srila Prabhupada? Yes. Is it service to ISKCON? Yes. So any service connected to ISKCON's preaching services, which is a preaching organization, is service to Srila Prabhupada and service to your spiritual master. So hold no doubts in this regard. But false prestige means, क्या होता है इसका? It means that I am the best. His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj put it very nicely. I am the worst, but let me do something. That is very good. One should always think, I am the worst, I am not the best, but let me do something to expand the mission of Srimad Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One devotee, I give the service to translate some text from English to Hindi, and she's asking me, Prabhuji, sahi to hota nahi, to aap dete kyun hai? Many times my translation is not exact. Obviously, it is not exact. I can't expect that it is exact. Then why are you giving? To engage, first of all. And second is, बुद्धि भागवत में लगेगी, is it not? Then when once you have applied intelligence, when I will give the lecture, you understand. Acha, acha. Now I understand better because at least that person has done applied some intelligence there. So, depending on one's capacity, services are given, and all done with a humble attitude is pleasing. You will be surprised that those who are proud, they also like humble people. And yeah, quite interesting, is it not? Satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master is a secret of advancement in spiritual life. And we know how satisfaction happens: pranipat, pariprashna, and seva. These are three things. Inquiries and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Inquiries and submission. Submission is indicated by pranipat, and inquiries is indicated by pariprashna. I remember one time His Holiness Radha Govind Maharaj was giving class. After the class, one old Mataji asked the question, I lost my purse in the temple. What I should do? And Maharaj, hum kya kare isme? What I should do? That is not the question you asked the spiritual master. I lost my purse and what I should do. Anyhow, she was old. So she did not know better. Can I put the charger here? Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master. Sorry, I did not read it properly. Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. How shall I know that the holy name is not different from Krishna? If this is the inquiry and the spiritual master tell you, please chant Hare Krishna, that I don't want to do. So what will you understand? Like today one devotee asked me, how can I do Manan in Bhagavatam? So she has that attitude of asking questions based on Bhagavatam. So I said that when you ask questions, do you think about Bhagavatam? Very simple. Yes. Is that Manan or not? Yes. So you can do Manan at your level. And I told her, you please, because of her health, she can't wake up in the morning. So I said, now her health is improving. So as your health improves, you please come to the morning program and you chant Hare Krishna nicely and associate with mode of goodness. So as the consciousness becomes more, steeped in goodness, then naturally this ability to meditate or contemplate will increase. So that devotee is very sincere. She's trying to. So I'm just saying, if she does it, then she will understand. It is not that simply by inquiry that we realize. Inquiry means we want to also apply what we have inquired for. How to chant Hare Krishna, how can we advance, how to serve. That has to be inquired and then applied. Then you realize, hey Prabhuji, you inquire, we inquire, but we don't apply. Then what is the point? We inquired from a doctor, how can I get myself cured? Yeah, he has given you prescription, but then you say, no, I will not apply. Then क्या मतलब? फिर तो नहीं समझेंगे ना. Very simple point. One simple statement of Srila Prabhupada. By chanting Hare Krishna, one realizes that his only object of love is Krishna. We have to chant Hare Krishna. Then we understand. We can be desirous to know, but unless the heart is purified, even if things are spoken, we can't understand. आपने महसूस किया इस बात को? Certain things दिमाग में घुसती ही नहीं है. We don't understand. And as we get purified, then we begin to understand. So who gives this knowledge? Krishna, provided we follow the instruction. ठीक है, we'll go forward. One must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master, and when he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. So is it something like a magic? Is it like a magic? Yes and no. You see, if a devotee is desiring, the student is desirous to know, the guru or teacher also wants to share. This is one thing. And also, he is desirous that he should know. Guruvo guhyam api uta. The disciple wants to know, or the student wants to know. And the teacher, seeing the proper behavior, nice behavior of the student, he also desires. He desires that he should know. So you get the blessing there itself. It's not that simply seeking blessing. You bless me. We get blessings. The attitude itself gives us blessings. कुछ समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आ रहा है? इधर तो ऊपर से नहीं जा रहा है सब बातें। आप लोग कभी प्रीचिंग नहीं किए हैं? So if you see that a new person whom you are preaching to, anyone you are preaching, is very desirous to know, you see, as a teacher also, you start meditating. How can I help him to understand better? Is it not? I have seen Mukundadat Prabhu Srila Prabhupada's disciple. Sometime I've asked him a question. He might not reply to me immediately. He would come to my office personally to answer the question. He used to come. I mean, some before this, I was surprised. Many times I asked question from Maharajji, as well as Vrindavan Chand Maharaj. He may not answer at that time, but he will think about it. He will sometimes give a call or send a message and like that. So he has not neglected your question. Sometimes they may think what question will be what answer will be most appropriate. So if we are desirous to know that the sadhus are very happy, are you also not happy when somebody asks you a spiritual question? Because that helps you to think of Krishna. Are you remembering how Suta Goswami was very happy when he heard the questions of Shaunakadi Rishi? Same, you will see how Sukdev Goswami becomes extremely happy by the eagerness and the questions of Parishit Maharaj. So it is a very great opportunity when somebody asks you a spiritual question, genuine inquiry, and then you explain to him. Samajh rahe? Like this. In this verse, both blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. Did you notice it? Blind following means not asking anything, just say doing something which spiritual master will tell. And Prabhupada had one pastime. You know that pastime? Prabhupada was going on a beach. You know that? And Prabhupada showed to his disciples, okay, this car, one day we'll have a car like this for Krishna. Yes, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Then they went ahead and they saw a big mansion. One day we'll have a mansion like this for Krishna. Yes, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Prabhupada was testing. Then they went further. They saw one dog, some nice, beautiful dog or whatever. One day we will have a dog for Krishna. Yes, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Prabhupada says, you foolish people, what are you going to do with a dog for Krishna? So you see, he was testing. And if you remember, you must have read so many conversations where Prabhupada is talking with his disciples and challenging them. What is that? So many books are there. But Hare Krishna challenge is there. Sometimes he's talking to his disciples, or perfect question, perfect answers. Life comes from life. You see? Science of self. So many books he's talking. So that is very important, that we should be thoughtful. So the spiritual master is not training blind followers. He's training independent, thoughtful persons. But they're not independent of Shastra, but they are not dependent on the opinion of the public. समझ रहे हैं? ये important उद्देश्य. So blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. Don't you remember then when the point of atonement was there, and when Sukadeva Goswami had mentioned atonements for destroying sin, Parishit Maharaj immediately raised an objection. What is this atonement? Because people don't give up the desire for sin. You remember? Then he gave Gyan, the process of knowledge. Then also it was said, no, it is still not sufficient. Then he gave the process of bhakti. So you see, we have seen several times this happens. And also one time Yudhishthira Maharaj asked Naradji, Hari, how can you say that the Jai Vijay fell down from the spiritual world? That I cannot accept. You see the first canto, 7th canto, first chapter. So all those things are seen in that blind acceptance is not there. And also you remember just in 4th chapter, Arjuna said, Aparam janmo bhavatah, param janma vivasvatah, katham etad vijaniyam, tvamado proktavaniti. Suryadev was born before you. How am I to understand that you gave this knowledge to the Suryadev? Have you not seen that? So I think there's sufficient evidence. But how am I to understand? Not that you are saying wrong. How मुझे कैसे समझ में ये बताइए आप? Not only should one hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him in submission and service and inquiries. So it's very important. Things become clear to us when we render service. A very small, interesting example from Sripad Ramanujacharya's life. He asked a question regarding Lord Vishnu from Kanchipurn, and Kanchipurn said, "You bring water for Varadraj." So he used to bring simple service, he used to bring uh, water for Varadraj from the lake underneath. You know that first time? Varadraj, you don't know. The temple of Varadraj, Lord Vishnu. So there was a very great devotee, Kanchipurn, who used to talk with Varadraj. So Ramanujacharya asked one question from him, some spiritual question. He said, for understanding it, you have to serve, do some service. So quite interesting. And one disciple, Dasharati, asked the question from Srimad Ramanujacharya, what is the meaning of Sarva Dharman Paritijya? And you don't know how much, what treatment he got. He was a great Sanskrit scholar. You know that story? So Goshtipurn was the spiritual master of Srila Ramanujacharya. Yeah. And his daughter had some difficulty in her home, in her in-laws' home. So she was given a lot of work. So Dasharati, they needed some servant. So Dasharati was sent there as a servant without any pay to help assist the Mataji there in bringing water and cleaning and this and that for 1 full year. That's quite amazing, is it not? And then one time in that village, some person came and he was giving pravachan, and actually he was an impersonalist. So Dasarathi could not tolerate, and he defeated all his arguments, and he was very surprised. The servant in the house of this has defeating all my propositions. Then it was made known that he was Dasarathi. He was a very scholarly disciple of Srila Ramanujacharya. Then Ramanujacharya accepted him. Everybody was astounded. Oh, Dasharati, we engaged him as a menial servant and he did not speak a word. What an amazing submission to the spiritual master. बहुत अद्भुत बात है कि नहीं? Just to understand one shloka of Bhagavad Gita, the Charam shloka of Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Paritijya. I mean, obviously, we don't have to do that much, but that's quite amazing. So there are many examples in that regard. At least we should be this much submissive that we should chant 16 rounds. I asked one devotee who is just in front of me, 3 feet away. I said, can you submit your sadhana report every day? No, Prabhuji, that I cannot do. But on Guru Purnima day, Guru Devo, Guru Maheshwara, ye, wo. Then I said, no, I'll change the shloka. Shishya Vishnu, Shishya Shiva, Shiva Deva Maho, Shishya Deva Maheshwara, whatever. Tasma Shishyam Prapadde. I am surrendering to the Shishya disciple, whatever. So sometimes it is most difficult to do what we are told to do. Do you agree? Even it is something very simple. You know why anyhow, a little bit on the side track, why I tell the devotees who are in a Japa group to report every day, so that before you get derailed, it is not too late. Before we get derailed, it is not too late. I have seen how people slip. Who think that I'm not talking about this devotee in general. I've seen many students who just get derailed from sadhana. Who think, kya karna report karke? Especially online, we don't demand much service, but every day I am conscious. Every day I report what time my japa gets finished. I have to report, and I cannot stop. Obviously, I cannot report wrong or something like that. I cannot just finish my japa at 12 o'clock and then say right at 7 a.m. Krishna is seeing in the heart also. That puts us in a, how to say, नहीं क्या कहते हैं शब्द फ्रेज याद नहीं आ रहा है, put us on heel, something like that, कि we are tight on a tight situation, we are uptight in a sadhana day to day basis. Anyhow, so I'm just saying some services can be that simple. A bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind toward the disciple. Therefore, when the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries become perfect. I was speaking about this. And you see, one last story on this regard, really funny one about a wrong disciple. You must have heard this. When spiritual master told the student, "Have you gone for Mangal Arati?" Nahi, Guruji, spiritual master, my it was too difficult, it was too hot yesterday. I could not go for Mangal Arati. Acha, theek. Then the spiritual master was uh, doing his puja and he wanted the help of the disciple. Said, "Can you help me in this puja?" No, no, I have jump sankhya pura nahi hua. I have not finished my rounds and this and that. And doing just procrastinating. Then again, you came for the class. No, no, Guruji, I had this issue with me, so I could not come for the class. Last of all, the spiritual asked master, "Have you taken prasadam?" Then the disciple said, "Guruji, since morning I have not been able to follow any of your instruction. How can I neglect this instruction of yours? I must follow this instruction of yours." So we see all of us have tendency of swear acharan. All of us have that. We will follow that instruction which we like, and the instruction which we don't like, we don't tend to follow. So this has to be curbed and minimized so that we can advance in Krishna consciousness. So what did we learn? We should approach the spiritual master to get knowledge about the soul and the super soul of the Lord and the method to attain it. And we should offer 3 gifts: submission, that means offering of obeisances; pariprashnena, asking spiritual questions; and seva. If the service is given, whatever service, chanting or cleaning the temple, or any other service has been given, then we should do that. A small also point in this regard, when Mahaprabhu was met by devotees, they asked, "How can we please you?" And he was giving different service to different people. You should serve your elder brother. He's a pure devotee. You should go and earn money for the family and also do bhakti. This Raghunandan should only do bhakti. So he was giving different instruction to different people. You what is that? Kulin Gramvasis, you should bring silk ropes for Jagannath every year. You see, everyone has different service. Shivanand Sen, you please take care of devotees and bring them to Puri every year and take care of them. So everybody's service is different. And Nityanand Prabhu, you preach vigorously in Bengal. So everybody's service is different. Okay? Ishan was serving Mother Sachi. So we should understand that the nature of service will be different, but the goal of service is only to please Krishna and spiritual master. Okay? I'll just see if there are some questions. How knowledge gets transferred if Guru is not present to instruct? Well, first of all, instruction can come via WhatsApp, Telegram, and recording and all these things, because my spiritual master was saying that all the instructions are there in the lectures. I don't know whether you can appreciate, but I have learned so many things by lectures. Everything by lectures, by hearing. The faults are pointed out. How to advance, we learn. And also we learn from so many devotees. One interesting point which I wanted to share, which we just learned today's class. I think Indra Mataji said. Indra Mataji just confirm what I'm saying. So Sarbham Prabhu is a doctor, and he told that the child in the womb of the mother is like this, in a very humble position. So if the child is in that position, he is delivered very easily. Delivered. Delivered. I'm just playing on the word delivered. You understand what I'm talking about? Delivered. But if the child has the neck straight like this, and now as if a person is very proud, then his delivery is very difficult. So you understand? He was playing on the words delivery, deliverance. Similarly, now, yes, he said right. Extended neck is one of the indication of cesarean. So okay, so our doctor has confirmed. So now we play the words a little bit and says, if we are actually humble as per this shloka, then we realize and get delivered very easily. But if we are very proud, I know everything, why should I ask others? Then our deliverance will be difficult. So this is something which we learn. So anyhow, I'm just saying we can learn through so many devotees. You will see even people are talking to you and somehow that you start getting siksha. Did it ever happen to you? You're talking to a normal person, just like my sister. She's like a normal devotee. She's becoming a devotee. Just she said to me, My exams are coming close. I can't think of anything else. Very simple statement, is it not? But I was hearing it differently. Am I that focused and aware as she is for her exam, for my exams? I was surprised. This was not happening to me earlier. Even if I'm talking to people, sometimes they give me some siksha, which they are not just talking something, but Krishna can speak through them. This is very amazing thing. So I'm just saying that Krishna can give us instruction through Shastra, through Guru, Sadhu, Shastra. Okay? Paramatma is needed to get this body move. Oh ho, आपने तो lecture ही लिख दिया पूरा. But this is not the case with spiritual world and devotees. So how Lord was inspiring Kunti Devi from heart when their body has no Paramatma? अरे बाप रे. Ask me easy questions. Please explain Tad Vidhi. I didn't get it. Tad refers to that, and Vidhi means one should understand. So Tad means the knowledge of soul and super soul. Is that okay? Now that means how do I know the Atma? How do I know Paramatma? And the process is bhakti. So one should know the process and one should know the goal. Okay? That refers to Tad. If we don't have straight neck, then we can attain Lord, else difficult. Yeah, not when we are born. After, before being, the idea is just to remain humble. My routine of anything changes frequently. How to set it? That is a personal question. Can answer through Telegram. Okay. So this is a very good instruction we learned from Sarvabhaum Prabhu's class. So what I'm trying to say, the Siksha Gurus can be many who can give us so many instructions, so many Vaishnavas teachers, and by that way we grow up from being a spiritual baby to our maturity. Okay, so now I'll for 5 minutes. Okay, I will not ask you difficult question. I promise. Ask you very simple questions. First, what is the meaning of Tad? What is the meaning of Tad? Who will answer? Adbhut Krishna. Okay, Kitchen Krishna Prabhu has not spoken since millions of years. We'll give him a chance. Yes, Prabhu, go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, tad generally means that, and here it is referred to as the knowledge which is related to Paramatma. So, tad vidhi means that it must be done. That is what must be done, that we should know the knowledge related to Paramatma.
Tad vidhi means know that.
Know that.
Tad vidhi means know. Vidhi means to know. Tad vidhi means, see, it is not a vidhi. Be careful, it is vidhi. Vidhi. Vid means to know. So one should try to know about Atma and Paramatma. Okay, very good. Now, how to know? What are the three methods? Can you speak the Sanskrit and can you explain them? Adbhut Krishna, Sadashiv Prabhu, I hope, and Janki Mataji. Okay, we always give chance to younger devotees first. Yes, Mataji. Hanji. Oh, Amal Krishna is also there. Okay, we'll ask you a question also. Don't worry, Amal. Yes. Let Janki Mataji make some mistake. Then you can correct it. Yes, go ahead.
By pranipatena, which means by offering respects to the spiritual master. Pariprashnena, by asking submissive questions with humility and not in a challenging mood. Sevaya, by rendering menial service to them.
Yes, without any false prestige. देखा नहीं आपसे हमसे बड़ा शिष्य नहीं मिलेगा आपको. And definitely having your photo with the spiritual master will not help if that is the misunderstanding. Have you seen? Prabhuji, see, Maharaj ji ke संग हमारा photo है. They'll put in the DP and all this. And if you tell them you come from Mangal Aarti, नहीं अभी कहाँ Mangal Aarti तो नहीं हो रहा. Okay, this is very easy to understand. If you have given them this three gifts, who will give us what? The second part of the shloka. Who will give us what? Mukund Sevani Mataji. Okay, she is enthusiastic. Go ahead.
So we in this shloka, Uddhishvanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshana, the jnanis, because they have seen the truth, so they will give impart that knowledge. Uddhishvanti.
Everything is good. Your voice is not so clear, but I can. Jnanis will give us knowledge of the impersonal Brahman. I understand. I understood what you're saying.
I was saying
That's
that
what you wanted to say.
impart to us the knowledge because that Jnaninas, they have seen the truth, Tattva-darshana, they
Yeah,
know
so they
about.
have seen the impersonal Brahman. उस निर्विकार निर्विशेष ब्रह्म को देख रहे हैं, वो बता देंगे आपको. You have not explained what is the meaning of ज्ञानी. Okay, but still I can't hear you clearly. Maybe you have to use a mic or something. Okay, I'll pass the question to Adbhut Krishna. You're not saying wrong, but it needs more clarification. What does jnani refers to?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Jnani here
Yes.
refers to devotees coming in disciplic succession. And
So,
Updikshanti,
so a jnani coming in disciplic succession is the jnani which you are talking about.
devotees. Jnani means devotee.
Ah, I'll
Coming
tell
in.
you another information about Gyan. Gyan means by which you know something. नहीं समझ आ रहा है? So how do you know Krishna? By bhakti. So bhakti is also Gyan. You will see in 9th chapter. idam jnanam ashritah mama sadharmagataha sarge vidopi na jayante pralayena vithanti cha. So taking shelter of this knowledge about Krishna. So yes, Jnaninaha means devotees of Krishna. And as please go ahead, what you are explaining about what kind of devotees can give us knowledge.
So Upadyakshan means it's in plural form, which means there are so many devotees.
One interesting point which got missed. Updikshanti means they speak. They just don't remain Moni Baba. Prabhupada says in one of the lectures, the spiritual teacher, they speak. You will be surprised where our Vipin Prabhu is sitting, exactly at same place one person was sitting and he has no knowledge and he says, हमारे गुरु तो कुछ बोलते ही नहीं. Guru ji kuch bolte hi nahi. My spiritual master does not speak. Then how do you know he knows anything by that matter? I can just remain quiet. And how do you know I'm a personalist or whatever? So point got missed. Updekshanti means they do speak. Is it not? What is that? Jivanti san mukharitam bhavati yavartam. San mukharitam. These are devotees, but they are mukhar. They speak a lot about Krishna. As we have seen yesterday, Mother Kunti was experiencing the exalted qualities of Krishna, so could not help herself from speaking about Krishna. Do you remember this? Yes, yes. So we are so in this way they hear from the spiritual master. Okay, so this is very clear. And okay, and what is the meaning of Tattvadarshi? What do you understand by this? Revati Mataji, you want to answer? Tattvadarshi? Did this word come in the shloka? Yes, you want to please answer.
Prabhuji, the spiritual masters, they are self-realized souls and they can impart knowledge to us as they have seen the truth.
Yeah, I understand, but what is the meaning of seeing the truth? Maybe I did not explain also very clearly. Seeing the truth means seeing the truth of Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastime. I'm sorry, I did not explain it clearly also. Have you not heard? Janma karma cha me divyam evam yuveti tattvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma neti mamiti suvarjuna. Have you not heard this? So tattvataha means in truth how they are spiritual. Before we go forward, we will not go much forward, but are you able to see the discussion which we are having in Bhagavatam is delineating Krishna's quality in truth? Adyam, Purusham, other things. Ishwaram Prakritih Param. So all those things are revealing the truth of the qualities of Krishna. How are we knowing? By discussions. So our attitude towards Krishna is changing or not? And leave Krishna. Leave Krishna means the same way of saying leave Krishna. Even one devotee, how to say, told me, I am very sorry, I had wrong conceptions about Chila Naradji. Now when I heard about his life and teachings, I am developing so much respect towards him as a Mahabhagavat. So we can't even understand a devotee, what talk of Krishna, unless we hear from from sadhus in disciplic succession. कुछ समझ पा रहे हैं? नहीं तो यही सोचते हैं कि नारद जी झगड़ा कराते हैं. नारद जी is a mischief monger. Right. So Tattvadarshina means they know the truth about Krishna. That if once we know that, we'll know Krishna and go back to God. Okay. Okay. Knowing or Are Hari Smriti Mataji, you told me that you will not come to class. I have been criticizing you all throughout the class. You should have no. Did you hear what I speak already? She has exam at 2 p.m. But anyhow, or maybe you just came for the question answer session. I did not see you anyhow. Knowing all three features of the absolute truth, Brahman, Paramatma, and Supreme Personality of Godhead, such version is Tattva. I agree. But have we not heard that a person who's a devotee knows all the other features? A person who knows Brahman may not necessarily know Paramatma and Bhagavan. A person who knows Paramatma may not necessarily know Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead displaying nice pastimes. But a devotee of Krishna knows all three of them. Have you not heard that? So when we approach a devotee, he explains to us all the various features of the Supreme Lord, Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan. Don't you know? Brahman is what? Effulgence of Krishna. Paramatma is what? Shirodakasha Vishnu. Paramatma ka naam tak pata hai. What is the name of Paramatma? Shirodakasha Vishnu. And who is the Bhagavan? Krishna. Whose pastime is Goloka and his devotees like that. So a devotee, that's why it is in the shloka is mentioned, Jnanina Tattvadarshina means not the impersonalist, because impersonalists don't know about. It's very good that this question has been put. Did you notice that the word Tad was explained not only about Atma but also about the Supreme Lord? Because if you reach an impersonalist who may also be called Tattva-Gyan, Tattvadarshi, he will only tell you about Atma max. Beyond that, he cannot tell you about the Supreme Lord. So he's also not a full Tattvadarshi, so to speak. So full Tattvadarshi is only the Supreme Lord's devotees who can explain to us. And you will see that in the 1.8.20. Tatha paramahansanam munina mamalatmanam bhakti yoga vidhanartham katham pashyema histriya. Even those who are paramahansas, amalatma, they also can't understand Krishna. That's why Krishna comes or descends for bhakti yoga vidhanartham, to establish the process of devotional service so that he can be realized even by Paramatmas. So only devotees can teach us proper tattva. I hope it answers the question, the comment, whatever. But it's a good comment nonetheless. He instructs us how to worship the Lord, a devotee of the Lord. Yes, the devotee of the Lord worship. Tells us one who knows Vivaswanji knows sun, disk, and sunlight. Yes, one who knows the sun god, he knows the sun, disk, and sunlight. Okay, thank you all for coming. So we shall stop here. Hare Krishna.